Hello everybody and welcome to Wingspan. Now this is a video game adaptation of the board game by Elizabeth Hargrave and it has been adapted by Monster Couch. Thank you very much for the key. It's not a particularly simple one. I've spent quite a lot of time today going through it and trying to work out how it all works. So don't blame me if I'm not very good at it yet, okay? But yes, we're gonna have a little play and I'm gonna show you, just in case you're struggling to get started on it, how to play this if you fancy picking it up or anything. Right, so you can either have a custom game against AI or against a friend, or I believe there's online play. I haven't even really looked at that, but I think you can set up an online game as well. Or you can go into like a single player mode against Automata, and that's what I'm going to do. So Automata, rather than being a particular AI that's playing against you, they don't play by the same rules. And it just gives you a very quick and easy way to play a single player game. Honestly, I would say it was probably slightly more useful in the board game than it maybe is on a video game where you could just have AI. But I like playing against Automata. It's kind of fun because really, if you're playing against someone else, you kind of get more of an idea of their score, where Automata is a bit more hidden from you, I find. That could just be my take on it. So we're going to keep Automata on easy because I really haven't had a lot of time with the game yet. It's one of these games that you could put hundreds of hours into to really perfect it properly. You've also got two different goal mats. So obviously, remembering this is a board game, you have an actual mat with your goals on it. And I can show you a bit later on what that looks like. It will pop up later and we'll be able to see it. But it's basically you've got a two-sided mat and you can either play in a placed mode, so like whoever wins a round, they're first and then second and third and fourth, and whoever gets the most wins, or like the most, you add up the points and whoever gets the sort of lowest score there would be the winner. Or you can go on like a more sort of point-based system based on how many of the goals you manage to get and how many points on top of that. So I'm going with the point-based system. I like that one slightly better. I just do it. It's supposed to be slightly less competitive that way, and that one's supposed to be slightly more competitive. Okay, so we are in a lovely, lovely, lovely forest. And I need to set up to start with. So you can see here that we've got 4 rounds. Each round has its own little objective that you want to try and do. So the first one for me is we've got to lay eggs in the grassland, which is actually a reasonably easy one to do. The second one then is that you've got to have, I think it's to have birds in the wetlands, although we'll be able to actually see these later on. I'll be able to go into them and get a text description of what they all are. Then we need to get birds in a certain type of, eggs in a certain type of nest. And then we need to get sets of 3 eggs in wetlands, grasslands, or forest. I think it's either or it might even be you have to have one of each. You have to try and collect like little sets. Not really sure. But anyway, I am going to start the turn and we're going to try and set up our deck. Okay, so we have some choices here. We have a choice of birds, we have a choice of food, and we have a choice of a bonus card. So I'll have a look at the bonus card first. So, birds with body parts in their names, or birds that can only live in the grasslands. 2 to 3 birds, you get 3 points. 4 plus birds in the grasslands, you get 8 points. Now, considering we want to get eggs in the grassland, we might want to try and get a lot of birds into the grassland, which might be quite good. Birds with body parts in their names. So bill, breast, cap, chin, collar, crest, crown, eye, head, face, neck, rump, shoulder, tail, throat, wing, etc, etc. Okay. Let's go and have a quick nosy at the birds we've got. Because that might actually help me decide. I'm going to choose that one for now. So, Mississippi kite, great blue heron, American robin, northern mockingbird, and bald eagle. None of them have a body part at all. So out of the ones that I've gotten first, none of them have a body part. So I'm kind of thinking that we'll actually go with Prairie Manager. And we'll try and take some of the birds that live in the prairie. That live in the grassland prairie sort of biome. Okay, so roll or dice not in the bird feed. If any mouse, great. You can cache mice on that one. I will show you that later as well. There's a lot of things I have to show you later, huh? Because I've got to get into the right part of the game to do it. We don't want that bald eagle, even though it's a high point scorer, because I want to try for my objective instead. But you can sometimes just play it with the highest point birds you possibly can find. So you could do that instead of really trying for the objectives. But I think I'm going to try and just go for these grassland birds as much as I can. Prairie birds. So you'll give me 2 points. I can tuck a bird behind that one, which is quite nice. The American robin. They all take cherries or worms. And the Mississippi kite also takes a worm. Okay, let's go for grassland birds and then get lots and lots and lots of worms. We need a cherry and a worm for the mockingbird, a cherry or a worm for the robin, and a mouse or a worm. Just in case you can't see, right here. That's the food costs of playing the cards, not just taking them. You can have them in your hand. You don't have to use any food for that, but to play them onto the board, you do have to. Alright, I think that's what I'm going to take. So let's go down to the food, and I'm going to take a cherry and a worm. I could probably play the Mississippi kite and the robin, and then try to save up for the mockingbird food. So that's what we've got. So now we are starting our round proper. So we're on round 1 of 4, and we're on our first turn of 8. You get progressively less turns as you go through the rounds. So you get 8 turns in round 1, 7 in round 2, 6 in round 3, and 5 in round 4. And if you know the board game, you know that that's because you'll use a counter up each time you go through a round. There's a counter that goes somewhere else. In the computer game, obviously, there's no need to have counters, so they just display the equivalent of the counters on this little piece of paper here. So we've got the northern mockingbird, the Mississippi kite, the American robin. Let's see. I think it would be good to start maybe trying to cache tuck birds behind, or repeat a brown power on one other bird in the habitat. Well, that'd be good to have once they've got another bird in the habitat. Also, one thing I wanted to show you is quickly, this is the actual board that this is representing. So you can see that you've got the 3 biomes. You've got the forest biome, the prairie biome, and the wetlands biome. And you can see all of the different things you can do on them on this board. So if you're playing this on the controller, if you're on the right joystick, just push it up. That will turn this board on or off. So you can have those 2 different modes. You might sometimes find it easier to play it on this board, but I'm going to play it the proper way, which is on with the beautiful forest and prairie backgrounds and things like that. But it does just mean you need to use your bumper buttons to navigate between them. Whereas this, you can just navigate with your joystick on your controller. Okay. So let's go to the prairie. I can show you what it looks like now, can't I? So this is the prairie. It looks lovely. And this is where I'm going to try and put most of these birds, because I'm going to want to try and lay as many eggs as I can on these. So this is the round thing. And don't worry if Automata is ahead of you, because Automata will show certain scores that you haven't counted yet. So don't worry too much. Like, Automata was ahead of me the whole way through the last one I played, and I still did really well and beat him, so it's fine. Or beat it, I suppose. So, okay, so if you just depress your right joystick, you can actually see a text description of all of the things that it's asking for, which I actually found incredibly useful. So you can count the total number of eggs your birds have laid in this specific habitat row. multiple eggs on one bird each counts. So it's total eggs in that biome. Then total birds that you have in the wetlands. So do you need to start then putting birds into the wetlands after I've, concentrated on getting eggs in the prairie? Then you've got to count the total number of eggs on birds with that nest type, which obviously you can see on the cards. Multiple eggs on one bird each count. Star nests count towards this goal. So you remember I had one with a star nest, and I was like, yeah, we'll have that one because it'll be cool. So there'll already be eggs on a star nest, hopefully by the time we get to round 3. So I'll be ahead of myself. And then one set of eggs consists of 1 egg in the wetlands row, 1 egg in the grasslands row, and 1 egg in the forest row. Count the number of sets. 1 set of eggs is 1 egg in the wetlands, 1 egg. Oh, okay. So it's like count all of the eggs, I think, and then whichever one has the least is how many points you get. So if you had no eggs in the wetlands, then you'd get nothing. If you had 1 egg in the wetlands, 2 eggs in the prairie, and 1 egg in the forest, you'd get 1. If you had 1, 2, and 3, you'd get 1. I think that's what that is. So ideally, you'd want 5 eggs, or spread across all the birds. You'd have 5 birds in each biome, and then you'd have 1 egg on each bird, and it'd be amazing. I think. No, sorry. You'd just want 5 eggs in each one, because 5 is usually the maximum. So you'd want 5 eggs in each biome. We could probably try for that. I think I'm understanding that right. I hope I am. sometimes it can be a little tricky to understand. So I think either the either the kite or the American robin should go in first. I'm tempted just to go with the kite, I think. So to do that, I have to pay a cost of food. Once you get to the 3rd one, I think. Hang on, I can't see. Oh, sorry. Once you get to the 2nd one, you start having to pay 1 egg to play a. So I think the first one's free. It's covered up obviously now, so I can't see. But you have to pay 1 egg for each of these, and then 2 eggs for each of those. And then you can also apparently change food for eggs at that point. Interesting. Okay, I never get to that point because I normally concentrate on food production a lot more, which is forest biome. But we're focusing on prairie today, so. These birds mostly eat large insects, but they'll also eat rodents, bats, and birds. Okay, so I'm totally happy with that.
Kite. These birds mostly eat large insects, but they'll also eat rodents, bats, and birds.
There we go. So this is Automata's turn. They're doing stuff. You can see what cards they've kind of got. You can see how many cards they've got hidden. And they have a score all based on their own little thing. And I think if you are very interested in what Automata is doing, or Automata, I guess, if you're very interested in that, what the robot bird is doing, then you can go and look up the in-depth rules. But I'm not 100% certain. I just try and play my own game, and then I hope that I've got a decent score, and I'll up the difficulty once I start, consistently beating by a good margin. So that's what I'm going to do for my single player stuff. It might be cool actually to have a little look at what a game against an AI would actually be like as well. So anyway, I'm happy with that. They've done their turn. My turn. So on my turn, I think I am going to go back to the prairie. And so just so you can see, this is what we've got so far on the board. So back to the prairie. Just for people that like that view better. I'm sure there are people that like that view. It's a much more traditional sort of board game view, whereas I think this one's really quite sweet. Oops. Wrong one. She-Lab can't play. American Robin. So we're going to do that for the second turn. We've got a lot of turns this round. Oh, I don't have enough eggs. Right, so what we're going to have to do to get any more people in here, any more birds in here, is to start allowing eggs. So I'm going to just press A there, and we're going to get 1 egg on my Mississippi kite. However, really, I could have laid 2 eggs, but I don't have 2 birds. So that's something to remember for next time. That was a tactical mistake. Should have put down the robin so that I could have got more eggs on the robin. But, oh well. C'est la vie. Dice outside, bird feeder. I guess I didn't get anything from my dice roll there, for my brown power, because there doesn't seem to be any like any rolled dice on for the food. So rats. I feel like I'm stumbling over my words today a bit. Start return. Just gonna take a look at the bird feeder. No, the bird feeder does have dice rolled out. It's just none of them were mice, so that makes sense. So there's nothing I can do about that. So now we can play our American Robin. Give it. Oh, sorry, I changed the food. I shouldn't have done that. Messed it up. Keep messing it up. Ah, come on. That's better. Okay, done it now. I don't know what I was doing there. Like I say, it took me a while to even learn what to do on this, and I'm still kind of fumbling the controls a touch. So, you could tuck a smaller bird behind this bird. And if I do, I can draw another one. Ah, so I can kind of get the points for it. And then I can draw a bird instead, which might be quite useful. Especially if this one I don't need the nest for, or I want a different bird, whatever. Okay. Need to select that egg because that's being used now. And now I'll get 3 eggs per turn. Oh, I see. I can turn a food into an egg optionally, maybe. That's what that means. Because that little coloured wheel, just here, sorry, I'll just point to what I'm talking about. This little coloured wheel here means any kind of food. That's the symbol for any kind of food.
American robin. Robins have been known to roost in groups of 100,000 or more.
Wow. That's a rather large flock. So you may think I'm doing terribly right now. I possibly am, but it's okay. I'm playing my own game over here. So I would need another egg to be able to play the Northern Mockingbird, and I would also need some food. I have no food at all right now. So I'm going to play eggs first, and then we'll go get some food, I think. Oh. No, don't skip. So I can tuck that one behind if I want to. And then I get to choose a different one. So I might choose to go for something that's quite easy to play would be quite nice. So I might go for a white-breasted nuthatch, since there's no prairie ones there, unfortunately. Okay, so we've got a mouse cached on my Mississippi kite now. Oh, in fact, I've got 2. I've got 2 cached on there. I must have done one last turn and not realised what I was doing. Like I said, I've got a good idea of what I'm doing, but not a perfect idea yet. Right, so I want to get some food now because I'm really hungry. Mega hungry. Way too hungry to play that card yet. So what we're going to actually need to do is to go and grab some food from the bird feeder. And I'm going to want to get either a worm or a corn, it doesn't matter which. That's fine by me. That's all I can do for that turn. Oh, look at me neck and neck with Automata. Okay, so now I'm gonna play my white-breasted nuthatch. And this will just help me get food later on in general.
White-breasted nuthatch. Nuthatches cache seeds for winter in the bark of a tree.
Okay, so I've got 2 turns left. One of those turns I believe I should try and get as many eggs as possible played. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do just for the end, a couple of turns. It would have been really good to get another bird in there and then to maybe turn food into an extra egg, but probably can't do that anyway. So I'm going to put eggs in there and there, and also I can put 1 egg onto my white-breasted nuthatch as well. So we can store eggs on any bird we've got. Doesn't have to just be ones on in the prairie biome. Is there any point in me tucking that card? I don't think I can. No, I don't have any cards left to do it with, so they've all been deployed. No tucking of cards for me. And we've cached. We're in the wrong biome actually, that's why we're not really seeing what's happening, but we were going to tuck a card behind the American Robin, and we've cached another mouse onto the Mississippi Kite. Okay, so we're at a point now where there's not an awful lot we can do other than get more food or try to choose a new bird. So we've got a pretty even spread of food on the table right now. You can see we've got a cherry, mouse, everything but a worm at the moment, and I've got nothing at all in my food stores. So let's go to the wetlands now. Okay, and I'm going to try and pick up a bird card. Now, the next round we're going to start looking at birds in the wetlands, so it would be ideal if I could do that, and it might be nice to then go and get some fish. Roll all dice not in the bird feeder. If any are a fish, gain 1 and cache it on this card. And it's the same for the black skimmer. They are about the same as each other, honestly. The only difference is the nest type, and honestly the anhinga has the better nest type for what's coming up for our objectives, so that's what we will be choosing. Well, I don't want to have to do a fish and a worm and something else just to play it. That's a nightmare. And I think that now is the end of the round. I did really well. I got 5 eggs in my wetland. It's 5 eggs in the prairie, sorry. And they only got 3. So I'm like, yeah, cool, go me. So the next one, I need to try and see if I can get 5 birds into the wetlands. That's a tough ask, but we'll see how many I can do. I already have some of the round 3 stuff sorted, which is quite nice. And if I can get some wetland birds, that'll definitely help me with putting eggs where they need to be in round 4. Press A to start turn. Okay, I shall do that. Right, so the first thing I'm going to need to do what I need to do with my newly found wetland bird, I'm going to need some food, and I'm going to specifically need some fish. And I'm going to specifically need 2 of them. So this is going to be the hardest round, I think. Definitely. I can choose to make a card into food, but I think the food would have to be on the table there. So I can only really get that one fish. Gain 1 cash from the supply. Cash it on this 1 corn, sorry, from the supply, or grain or wheat or whatever it is. They've taken the grain. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait for there to be a refresh on the food. I don't have enough fish to do what I need to do, unfortunately. So what I'm going to try and do is take another card and see if I can get something that... Oh, yes, Kingfisher. And you're a star nest as well. And I can steal fish off people. Kingfisher steals fish off the other player. Nice. Okay. Gonna choose you. I choose you! That one I'll be able to play next turn. And I might be able to steal fish so I can play my other one. If I'm lucky. Okay, next turn. So, like I said, I can... Oh, I can't play... Sorry, I can't play it this turn, but I can get the food to play it next turn. No puns about turns, okay? You're like, Sheila, you just made one. No. I'm just gonna get some cherries or something like that. So we've got 3 turns left after this one. Might be able to get 1 more in after that onto the wetlands, but not sure. So we're gonna take the belted kingfisher, pop that up there. Happy to use the fish, happy to use the cherries.
Belted kingfisher. The kingfisher burrow can go up to 6 feet into a riverbank and slopes to shed water.
This is where I win on the objectives and then lose on the bird count or something. Okay, new turn. So now I need to try and get fish. Or try and get another different bird that I can get with less stuff. Let's have a look at what we've got on the table now. Just 1 mouse. Don't need a mouse. So I'm going to try and get another card. I can turn an egg into a 2nd card as well, if I want to. A heron is a fish and a worm. And then a spoonbill is a fish, a worm. Okay, I could turn an egg into another one. I might actually do that. I'll take an egg from the American robin. I'll take the green heron as well. There we are. That was nice. I got an extra card out of that. That might be useful later. You never know. I need to get more forest birds soon as well. It's tough. They've got 3 and I've only got 1 so far. It's very tough. I need the food. So what have I got here? What have I got here then? Something that would take a fish or a worm. Yeah, let's get the green heron out because I think I can do that in 2 turns. I can get that onto the board in 2 turns. I think I can re-roll the food this turn. Yes, I can. So if I go over to this, because there's only 1 thing left, or if there were, say, 2 mice and the only thing on the board was mice, if there's only 1 ingredient left, you can re-roll. And there is a worm there, so I'm going to be grabbing that and I'll use that to put my green heron out. Which is actually going to be good for next round as well, because there's another one with the right nest type. In fact, all of these have the right nest type. They're really good. So. Oh. What am I doing? I can still take more food from the bird feeder. Oh, I didn't even take it. Muppet. So my next turn I'll be able to get another bird out. They've got a 4th bird on there. What? What are they even doing to be able to do that so well? I should be getting fish from the supply when they're playing their water birds, but I'm not because it's Automata and Automata cheats. If I was playing against an AI opponent, then that would probably be something that I would be benefiting from. So we're going to play my green heron now. I've actually got 2 things. Trade 1 food for any other food from the supply. Wow. And then I need to spend an egg for this one, so let's go find my little robin.
Green
At the moment,
heron.
we're not
Green
working
herons
on
drop
eggs.
insects and other objects onto the water to attract fish.
What? I don't know why it sometimes goes down. It's a bit weird. But yeah, I managed to get 2. Automata managed to get 3 that round. Okay, so eggs in that particular nest type, I think I can maybe do quite well on this. I've already got a load of birds in nests. But we only have now 6 turns. What I'd like to try and do, the bird feeder is not on my side right now at all. There's no, there is a grain there, or a worm, no fish, and I need fish for this. So I think what I'm going to go and do is just try and get eggs onto the things I've already got as much as possible. Because I've got this one that is the wrong type of nest. Okay, that's fine. I've got these 2 that can have 7 eggs between them, and they would be the correct amount of nests. And I only need 5. So that would be really good. And then I just need to work on like evening out the biomes. Yeah, okay, fine. Good stuff. Then I'm going to need probably some more forest ones. Right, okay, cool. Back to here. We'll just use a couple of turns just to... Now you're the wrong type as well. Okay. So we really just want to be feeding these guys. And if on my next turn I could just add another few, and then that's loads. Yeah, wonderful. Oh, I can tuck one. Okay. Or I can trade. Oh, okay. Yeah, if I can trade one. And that's amazing. Because that one's going to have such a high food cost. Yeah. Oh, Condor, you don't take any food at all. You can go anywhere. But you can only have one egg, which sucks. But I have no food right now, so even one egg with something with no food would be a bonus right now. So that might be quite good. Maybe I'll put you in the forest or something, because I've got 2 birds here, but I don't have any birds there. So I'm thinking, let's put the California... What happened there? Something messed up there. I don't know what I did, but I messed up my turn completely. Oops. That's fine. I've still got enough turns left to make this work. Plenty enough. If I say you to start turn, this time I am actually going to play my California Gondor, and then next turn we'll get some more eggs into the nests. So now I get loads more food when I ask for food as well, which is quite nice. Right, so I need to go and get an egg from somewhere. The ideal place to get an egg from would be somewhere that doesn't have the type of nest that I'm aiming towards right now, so that would be that one.
California condor. There were just 22 of these scavengers alive in the 1980s, but
Wow.
there are now over 200.
22? That's seriously endangered. I'm glad it tells me not to. Oh, I can take another bonus card. Hang on. Wetland scientists, birds that can only live in water. Well, I've got 2 of those. Birds with wingspans of over 65 centimeters. We've got loads of tiny birds. The condor probably does. Oh, I don't know my things well enough. I've got a big heron and stuff like that as well. Let's go for that. I think I've got several with wingspans over 65, but we'll see. I know I've got more than... I've got at least 2, so that's as good as I've got as wetland birds right now. So let's have a look. We can have a look. Now it's my turn. So I've got the condor, which is 277. We've got the Mississippi kite, which is 79. And then we've got the green heron, which is 66. So we've got 3 birds with a wingspan more than 65 centimeters, which is quite nice. This anhinga would probably have that as well. But what I'm looking to do this turn is actually to put eggs in nests. There we are. That's basically done what we need to do. I can change you over for a different bird. Maybe a cheaper bird to get. I don't know. Oh, that's going to be tucked behind. Okay. And then I get a new one. So we can have a raven, which is any food, mouse. Or worm, corn. Or cherry worm. I think any food, mouse might be better. Wow, look at the eggs on that one though. But then that one has a good nest type. Although we might not be able to get it in time. Let's try it. We'll try it with the raven. So I need to get some food for that then. We have no food again. Never have any food. Something weird keeps happening where I'm losing my turn though. It's a bit odd, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm still doing well. I'm still doing well. I've got all the eggs I need at the moment, so I'm just working on other things right now. So I want to gain food from a bird feeder, definitely. And I want to get... actually, you know what I'll do? I'm going to be quite clever here. I'm going to take like a corn or wheat or whatever it is, so that everything there is the same, and then I will be allowed to re-roll. Oh man, it's all fish. I need a mouse. Nightmare. And that counts as a different face to that and that, by the way, just so you know. Okay, I'm going to take a fish then. See if I care. I do care. I care so much. I basically need to make sure that I can get... because you can only get a maximum score of 5. So we've both got 7, but we can't score more than 5 anyway. So there's no point. So what I need to make sure is that I've got eggs... 5 eggs at least on every single biome there. So I'm just going to make sure that that is the case. So we definitely have 3 eggs there. We can have 5. We have already got 5 there. And we've got a potential of 4 here. So what I think I need to try and do so that we can get the maximum out of that is I'm going to try and take another card or 2. We actually have too many eggs on this one as well. So, house wren would be ideal actually. You would be absolutely ideal. So, you are mine. Oh, I can still draw from the deck. I can draw more from the deck. Let's have a duck then. Let's have a duck that's worth 7 with 76 centimeter wingspan. Worm and 2 corn. Oh, I can maybe get that. So we've got quite a few birds that we could deploy, but they're still sitting in the deck, unfortunately, being a pain in the bum. So let's see if we can get some more food. Oh, hang on. This is the thing where I can change my food out. Right, let me think about this then. Because if I can get a mouse, then I can deploy my raven thingy. If I could get a worm and 2 corn, even just 1 worm would be the house wren. No, I'm going to go for the mouse because I can see there's worms already on the board, so the mouse would be much more useful there. And I'm going to give up my fish for it, I think, because nothing needs fish. I think that was a good shout. Okay, last turn of this round. Hey, I got my fish! I got my fish that I stole. Nice! Okay, we're also going to get some food going here so that I can get my house wren on the go. So I want to get... I need 2 worms eventually, and I need 2 corns as well. So let's get a worm, and then let's get a second worm. And then we'll see about corn. And then next time we're going to deploy the house wren. Getting proper into this. I hope I get lots of points. I hope I beat you. See, having 8 is no good because there's a maximum of 5. What? Yeah, see? We only got points for 5 even though we had 7 and 8 each. So, Right, so I'm going to just deploy my house wren, and I'm going to deploy the house wren into the forest where there's not too many eggs right now. No. Deploy the house wren. And then after that, we're just going for points. Right, I need to get an egg from somewhere to do this, so... Yeah, you could do without one, belted kingfisher.
House wren. House wrens will remove the eggs of other birds and take over their nests.
Ah, yeah. That's a bit like a cuckoo then. Is that a cuckoo? Taking over nests? No, cuckoos like actually just put their babies in and the babies take over the nest, isn't it? The house wren just takes over other people's nests. Lay a second bird. The only thing I could do there was press Y, so that's what I did. I'm not sure what I did entirely there. Okay, next go. We want to start putting eggs on everything that we can. Unless we can deploy one more bird. I've got 3 more turns. And I want to try and get 5 eggs on every part of this. So I've got 3 eggs here already. I can get another 2. Well, no eggs here at all. Let's just go for it. Try and put them on evenly. So we've got 3 there, we've got 3 there, we've got 5 there. Yeah, you can go there. I got too many cards as it is. A yellow-billed cuckoo. Whoever eats cheaply. I don't think it's any of you really, is it? I'll take the owl. They can go anywhere, which is pretty nice. You've added another mouse to a card. Probably. I think that nuthatch has. Oh, the nuthatch has 5 grain on it, and the Mississippi kite I think has 3 mice on it. The American robin has 4 birds like tucked behind it. So that's quite good. So it's the robot's turn. The robot's neck and neck with me right now. So if I just grab another set of eggs, then that'll be another turn. That'll be another egg on each biome. So 1 there. 1 there. And 1 there, maybe. Sure, we'll tuck that barn owl. What are we going to draw out instead? We could try and get that dove. It's a useful one, but I think it might be a bit too late in the game for it. It would have been useful earlier. Another mouse. And let's get another batch of eggs for my last turn, and that will be it then. And then we'll see what the score is. What am I doing? Muppet. One. Right, so we've got 5 here. 5 here. 5 here. 5 here. Perfect. I got more eggs? Okay, well you can have 1 condor. So we've got 6 there. 5 there. 5 there. Right, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna get rid of that raven. It's been there for ages. It's annoying me. Okay, so we need to roll for the mice. No mice this time. And that's it, I think. Let the robot take the turn. And I think I did quite well for sets of 3. Oh, is there another turn? Man. I do have enough to actually deploy. Hang on, hang on, hang on. To deploy you for extra points. To spend an egg though. Oh no. I have my eggs all perfectly balanced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we've got 6 eggs here. No, that's okay. That's okay. We only need 5.
Snowy egret. In the 1880s, these birds' wispy plumes were literally worth their weight in gold.
Ooh. So I managed to get 5. They only got 4. Ha ha ha. I'm so good. I am playing against the easy AI. So that's the end of the game. So they got a lot more bird cards than me. I got a couple more end of round goals. I got a lot more tucked cards. And the tucked cards won it for me. By 1 point! My goodness me. So, that's amazing. I can do like a replay of it and things like that. Details. You see all the points that I won and all the points that the other one won. They had a lot more birds than me. I played a lot more end of round goals. So I got 2 more end of round goals than them. I had less eggs. I had more food on my cards. Although I remember that was all the stashing away of things. And I had more tucked cards thanks to that little American Robin. The American Robin won it for me, I think. But I was a lot less bird card heavy than my opponent. So I want to do replay, but there's the overview. You can see. I right trigger. Can't really see very much on there. So let's go back to the menu because there's a couple of things I want to show you. I want to preserve this to my archive. And you can see all the games in my preserve archive that I've played and how I did. So earlier on I won against the robot by 3 points. And there we got more points overall, but the robot actually also got more points as well. So I actually did better this time than I did earlier on, which is cool because I know the game a little bit better. So the more I know, the higher a score I get. There's some people online that say they're getting scores of like 120. So they must be getting very, very tactical with it and learning exactly what to do to get the highest scores, which is really cool. The other thing though that you can do is go in here and have a look at your birds. So you can see all the birds that I've picked up this time. I got the California condor, I got the wren. This time I got the robin. I got the nuthatch. You can see I got the snowy egret, or egret, the Mississippi kite, We got the eastern screech owl last time round. I got a hummingbird last time round. The heron I think we got this time. The kingfisher we got this time. So we got lots and lots of birds. The painted bunting and the Stella Jay we had last time, and I think the spotted owl I had last time as well. In my little practice, oh, I got a roadrunner too in my practice run. So we actually did have a lot of birds last time, but I think depending on what it's asking you for does change very much the way I play. So there we are, Wingspan. That's one little playthrough of it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure you guys will probably come up with way better strategies and learn the nuances of the game better than I could show you there. But hopefully, if any of you are just starting out, it'll be enough for you to just get your kind of foot in the door with it, because it was a little bit rough for me to actually learn how to do anything on it earlier. I was just like playing and not getting anywhere with it. So hopefully this will help people who are just starting. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you would like to see more lovely new games, I mean, this one was a PAX demo, so well, it was actually a key I was given, but they are playing it at the moment over on the PAX channel, the PAX showcase, whatever they're calling it at the moment. It's like a virtual convention they're doing, and they're showcasing loads of different games and streaming them, and they're doing that with Wingspan today. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please do leave me a like below. I hope to see you soon. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.